Guys, welcome back to
Hi.
Two Kims.
One bod.
I'm one of your Kims. I'm Peter.
I'm your last Kim Unji.
And welcome actually to the last podcast in the Armageddon War. What is it good for?
Lots and lots of oil reserves.
And distracted from the Epstein files. The Strait of Hormuz is closed. Oil prices jumped up 10%.
Immediately.
Of course. Where else are you going to get oil from? Japan is struggling because most of their oil comes from that little strait there. Saudi Arabia's refineries have been hit. I mean, we're at full war right now. And guess what? War of choice did not have to happen. We did not have to go in and do that because what? A few months ago, we took out their nuclear capabilities. Why? What happened? Did they just grow it back like a tail, like a salamander tail? I don't understand what's happening. Clearly, this is a distraction from something else. The fact that people don't understand it and people are like, the Iranian people need to be free. Shut the fuck. When the fuck did you care about the Iranian people ever, bitch?
Wait, first of all, Peter, I'm pro-choice. So I'm always pro any woman's right to choose whether or not to go to war,
Yes.
to bomb,
Uh-huh.
or,
If this was a female president, I'd be like, yep, this is your choice. This is your governing body. This is your governing choice.
Whatever you wish, whatever you wish. Yeah. I stand with women, especially women in STEM, by which I mean,
I'm only pro-life when it comes to American life.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are a pro-choice woman, and
I mean, the way that I was literally thinking about this because of how many. First of all, let's just call it out. Like there is such a
call it out, baby.
There's such a schizophrenic, chaotic sort of logic to all of these things, right? Because people are looking for there is that like just as a foreign policy that is absolutely reactive, which is why you're like, oh, that's why it's a distraction or whatever. Sure, it's a distraction, but also it could be something entirely from a bureaucratic level because there's so many vacancies, so many people that are just dropping the fucking ball. Like that's what I mean. It's just like I don't know if at this point the administration is not only just evil, I think also it is
stupid,
disorganized, disorganized,
incapable,
inept, not being run very smoothly.
undereducated,
misinformed.
That
that's literally what I was thinking on the way home. I was just like kind of like thinking to myself, I'm like, why am I trying to bring logic and
you shan't
order
you shan't
this
is not George W. Bush going on a year-long campaign of like, we really need to take the terrorists out. Like
that bitch had a media strategy. There were calendars, there were message rollouts, there were adults in the room.
Mission accomplished. Like we had propaganda.
Like I mean,
we're not that stupid.
We were bemoaning this in the last episode. But let's make America great again. Like, truly, can we just do this? Can we villain better? Can we just like, I'm just saying, like, listen, as someone who read Zen as a junior in high school, I see it, okay? I see through. And so what I'm expecting from my villainry, at least in American government, it's just, let's kick it up a notch. You know what I mean? Surprise me.
We have an intelligence community. Use them. Apparently, they were told the entire intelligence community was telling Trump, do not do this. We cannot win this. There's no way for us to come out of this unscathed.
And not Trump was unscathed, but we also don't know our intelligence community knows that the community is bad there, that we do not have sufficient intelligence to be able to.
We don't have any diplomatic relations. We don't know what the hell they're capable of. They have been basically enriching uranium since the 70s. Like,
I mean, like for a long time, they've been at it. They've been in the
probably
business
since Nagasaki. To
be
honest,
in the business a long time. So let's respect that. Let's talk about that.
An elder in the game. Okay.
At the very least.
Yeah.
Right. And let me tell you, America. Let's talk about it. We're tall. We have a long reach. It does not reach that far. For whatever reason, we have not been able to get into it. Right?
And he really thought he could strong arm Keir Starmer and Britain to use their bases, and they were like, no. Don't involve us.
Our intelligence is actually better.
Yeah.
We know enough to know.
Hmm.
Because that's the other part of this, right? There's so much of it that calls like APUS history into mind, where it's just like where it's like I will say as a junior in high school, that is sort of the point where you learn enough to know that you don't know enough,
Hmm.
right?
There are
That's
things
like
that are hidden from you.
and that's when you become wise enough to know that. I would say when you're like 16, when you start studying for the SATs, then that's when this information, that sort of wisdom comes upon you.
Do you know some
Because
people don't take the SATs?
what? Oh, they decided to go to trade school? What are you talking about?
They don't go to school at all. Can you believe they have parents that are just like, you ain't going to college?
I can't
Because
believe that. Not everybody has to take that. But I'm saying, like, did they become president? You know what I mean?
I mean, Trump barely went to college.
This the the way that this the way that this administration, I'm talking everybody from tip to taint inside of this administration, acts like they didn't even flip to the end of the social studies book.
No, they
Because
don't care.
you know how the school year ends, and like inside of the social studies book, you never get to the Vietnam War.
Oh,
Like
never.
the back of the social
No.
studies where it's like
It
modern
ends with
history.
"We saved the day on D-Day,"
Yes, and that's
beaches of
how
Normandy, and then they stop.
the Marshall Plan. We kind of talk about
Yeah.
that for a little bit, for a second. We talk about maybe the Cold War, like that happens with Eisenhower. If you have like a really like a teacher that's like pushing that agenda, right? Might cover
I
the
mean,
McCarthy
if
hearing.
you go into the Vietnam War, you would have to go into the civil rights movement, and
And
we
guess
do
what?
not do
And
that.
I'm sorry, time's up. School year's
Time's up.
over.
Yeah.
It's
No.
summertime. It's
Yeah.
June. We're done.
You have a dream? Wake up.
Yeah. School's done. Bye. You know what I mean? It's like, because that last 2 weeks of school, no one's doing shit anyway. Because
Yeah.
that's sort of technically when you would be going over this, right?
Right.
The way that this man and this administration acts like they didn't even fucking flip through this book.
No.
Because it's like, to them, history is never repeating. It's a surprise.
No.
They don't know.
No. All they
They
want to
have
do
learned
is
no
win and
lessons.
destroy. And this is costing us so much money. I read somewhere that each ballistic
crazy
missile
money.
is $3 million.
A billionaire. I mean, the military industrial complex. Come on, baby. No, no, no. That the cost of the war in terms of like gas, like hits that American companies are going to take. Like this is actually astronomical in a crazy way. Where like
I just
I
lost
don't.
my WJ insurance. I have to get on ACA insurance, and I'm looking at these prices, and I'm going,
They're
and you're
crazy.
dropping what? How many millions of dollars per bomb?
I don't even look at the military industrial complex as our money. That's like DOD. Like that's the
Well,
old white
it's
men.
it's coming from somewhere. We
Of
have to
course,
pay
of
our
course.
taxes. We can't withhold our taxes from the government. Apparently, we will get arrested and shot.
Shot.
So who knows anymore? Who knows? People are getting shot for nothing.
It's true. This is
For
true.
nothing.
This is actually
You don't
much
think
true.
they'll shoot you for not giving them their money for missiles?
Dude,
You'll get shot
we
in the
just
street for not paying your taxes. I
we've been
guarantee you that.
I mean,
People will try. There's plenty of
I would
people who are
love
like, I'm not paying my taxes anymore. I'm like, good luck, bitch. You think it's fun and games until it's money. They don't fuck around. The mob does not fuck around with money. That's one thing
yes,
they do not fuck around with.
they do not. I mean, I've been on ACA since what? Like for over a little over a year now, like a
Uh-huh.
year and a half. And dude, the prices this past the
It's
hike,
it's crazy.
it's crazy.
It's I'm like,
It's
I have to pay to be
crazy.
alive.
I mean,
What the fuck is this?
the increase is actually, listen, I'm a flippity gibbet. I'm whimsical.
A
I'm
hoobity
not
what?
really a flippity
A
gibbet.
Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah, I'm a still skin, like I'm not tethered to this world. I'm whimsy. So it's
So you
hard.
don't pay your co-pays?
No, I mean, it's not something that I'm particularly well versed in. Do I know, or I'm not like super tethered to like that sort of part of our like household making stuff. But I will say this, it was significant enough, serious enough where I had to
Mhm.
come down to earth.
Okay.
Like
That's serious.
that's serious. Like that's me really sitting down and being like, okay, so I can understand the copay. Breaking down. I'm making a glossary for myself. I'm like really
Mhm.
trying to like I'm
Do you know what
studying.
your deductible is?
And you know what? It's
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 high.
it's it's high.
It's very high.
It's high.
Okay. I'm like,
I shouldn't be driving.
I think I should die at this point. I don't know
You know
if
what I
I
mean?
it's worth I don't think if I could afford to live,
How about this? If I really loved my loved ones, my friends and family,
which you
I
don't.
would die. I
That's why you keep living. And
you
yes, you
know,
persist. Yeah, because you only
because
live
I'm
for your own
pro-choice.
ego. Yeah.
Because I'm pro-choice. That's my
So
choice.
yeah, the war
It's
is
really
full
fucking
on,
crazy right
and
now.
it's just really bringing me back to my sophomore year post 9/11, endless Iraqi nonsense, and us like going in there for to fight terror, and then really disrupting Saddam Hussein and being like, we did it, and then completely creating this vacuum of Sunni Shiite nonsense. I mean, it's just been like that was 20 more than 20 years ago. Okay. And I remember being a sophomore in college, like reading Howard Zinn, like getting awakened to like, wait, my government's lying to me, And then
Yeah.
that's why these people don't want you to go to college because they're like too woke, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But okay, here's another thing, by the way. I'm sure I'm not the first person to bring this up, but how are you a red pillar and not woke? It means the same thing.
Because media literacy is low,
It's crazy
right?
to
Like
me.
it's
Taking the red pill
crazy.
a la Matrix means you are waking up from the Matrix. You're saying, I choose to see what's real and stop sleeping in my little battery cave or whatever the
So
fuck that is, right?
let's reenact what happens in that movie, which is from 1999. Just to tell the youth,
Pre
right?
war
It is a pre-war, pre
film.
9/11,
Yes.
right? Pre-millennium,
Pre
pre-millennium,
millennium.
pre-millennium,
Willennium.
millennium, pre-millennium,
That was Will Smith's
millennium.
country album that didn't go. Willennium. He was like, no,
Pre
let's stick to Welcome to Miami.
pre pre-millennium.
Are you
You know,
saying that wrong on purpose? Why can't you say millennium?
millennium.
Okay, okay.
AI, glitch.
Buffering, buffering,
Buffering,
buffering.
buffering. Oh, no,
Okay, she's
I mean,
back.
like,
She's back.
so just to reenact what happens when Neo, a character from a movie called The Matrix, which is where that term is from, right? What
Correct.
happens is he, and then the shot he gets pulled out of the pot and he goes, and he's out of the goo.
Out of the
And
goo.
you see rows and rows, thousands upon rows of just pods, green illuminated pods, where everyone else is suffering under a delusion, under
Correct.
which you have just been woken up and can now see what is.
What is real and
What is
what is
real.
fake?
And what is real does not mean that you can actually see that in the Colorado airport, that's where the lizards live. What we're talking about with that, right? When we talk about being awoke
Yeah.
to it, is that the
And that it's
lie
not about a pizza parlor where they're trading kids in and out, where you have to man yourself with a gun and go down
yeah,
there and take action.
because
You're
that is
waking
not
up to the wrong things, you fucking idiot.
because that, but that's
You're
like,
taking
you're
a
not
blue
even
pill, going back to sleep.
exactly like
You're going,
that's another delusion. You know what I mean?
yes.
Honey, that's you saying that you've been red pilled, and then now you start doing quaaludes. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna try to you've been woken up. So when that means is that you're no longer suffering under the delusion of the reality being shared by all. Right?
Correct.
The pizza parlor is not. That's an interesting. This is true crime. Okay, the lizard.
I don't know about true crime. Sure. That's a Tubi documentary at best.
But yeah, it's different. And it is this media literacy, this lack thereof, Peter, that it's I think why even in the current culture there was this Shrek analysis that was kind of
Shrekking.
so there's this she's actually a it was like a very odd phrase that these people are using to describe this Asian girl's accent. But she was like a continental fancy kind of Asian girl,
Okay.
who like speaks with that sort of like generalized continental like
Okay. She's giving like upper crust Hong Kong.
yes,
Okay.
like someone that's like
Studied
the
abroad.
absolutely the accent of someone who's studied on the continent, right?
Which
And
continent?
Europe. Like
Europa?
that's
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's typically
The fancy one.
so yes. And she was describing why Shrek is like actually a like a cautionary tale for women and that he is not the perfect man. And she starts to enumerate all the reasons why. Like she did like Fiona denied herself this basically, Peter, she goes through using sort of classic, um, sprinkle, sprinkle
Hmm.
talk terminology about like men bringing women down, all that stuff, right? Sort of like in like sort of the din of TikTokness, all the correct words and phrases, but she is not using any of the correct Shrek references.
Okay.
She does not know the plot of Shrek.
She keeps calling the character a jackass instead of a donkey. You know that little
I mean, like,
jackass, loudmouth jackass.
but she's like she's using the word ogre in a way where it's like, oh, you're putting a hard R on that.
Ogre.
Like
Ogre.
ogre. Yeah. And it's like, honey, I
Oh,
don't think
grr.
you're not understanding the gist or the vibe of the movie. And then
Okay.
it becomes clear she has not actually watched the movie.
Oh, okay.
And now this is the problem with it. This is the media literacy, where it's like people are just using phrases from things
Mm-hmm.
without any sort of context for it, which is fine. I'm guilty of it, but I would never
Sure.
purport myself to be someone that's serious,
No,
you
no,
know?
no. You're not to be trusted.
And I tell you that up front.
Yeah. But
I'm
she said,
honest.
trust me, which is the hard part because she lied.
Yes. But this is why with the woke and the red pill of it all, like people don't know. They say and that they don't know because
You're
no one
saying
is
that
reading
they didn't really watch the
or don't
Matrix.
even get it. They cannot
They
even,
didn't get the Matrix. How
they
could you
cannot
not
even,
get it? That's so odd. I guess like if you're not ostensibly told what the delusion is, you get to choose your own delusion to break out of. And for them, it was racism. They're like, no. They're like, oh, the Holocaust didn't happen. What? You're where? How did you go from there to there? What are you talking about? They're like, oh, the government keeps telling us the Holocaust happened, so that can't be real. Huh?
I mean,
What?
I feel like the craziest delusion that some of these kids could be suffering under is like if someone told them that their mom was controlling their TikTok algorithm because they
Mm,
really like they're so cocooned,
yeah.
right? And even though they know ostensibly like racism, all these things, all these like buzz trigger words on TikTok and on social media, ultimately, Peter, they just cannot look outside of themselves or outside of the algorithm. They just don't know.
Yeah.
They don't fucking know.
And they
Like
don't have the skills to look. They don't. They don't have
I'm, ta-
research skills.
I'm
People need
talking to.
to be taught how to research.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because,
You need to do your own work. And that's really becoming apparent.
and this is why I tell you the old way, the new way is going to be the old way. Because people are going to want
Microfiche. Microfiche. Yeah.
citing sources. Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's get to the primary source. Because when I tell you that I've looked into the faces of students that have been raised and been suckling at the teat of social media since they've been aware, right? And so they can tell you a lot about racism. So, they can tell you a lot about all those stats about what is woke, what is not, what is correct, what is not, that is
Mhm.
sensitive material, that is not, and could tell you, and look at me, a person that who they know whose name is Unji,
Hmm.
and say stuff like be totally legit when they're get upset that I may pronounce their name wrong.
Oh, okay. So they're
Like
worrying
that,
about the wrong things.
but it's like, but they have also have such an utter lack of awareness, right? Like if I at let's say 20, 21, were to look at someone and say something so insensitive or like so myopic or obtuse, where I think at 20, I would have taken a bait and been like, you know what? I'm actually, of course you know what I'm talking about. Or, oh, you know what? That was insensitive of me. Especially if I'm looking at you, a person that
Hmm.
looks like you, who da all of that. And I said something like off out of pocket like that, that was sort
Hmm.
of like reprimanding you about your behavior,
Hmm.
where it's in comparison.
Hmm.
You know what I like? There's no world in which even in the 90s, given how not insensitive this era was, right? This is an era in which Jessica Simpson was put on Us Weekly and called fat. Like it was a story. We were living through this era, okay? And I'm saying it's
And
these
that was her
human.
origin story of becoming a billionaire.
Thank you.
Yeah. She was like, I'm gonna sell sensibly priced shoes and
And
make
she did it.
$1 billion.
And girl,
She
she
really
did
did.
it.
That's the American dream.
This is what I'm saying. So I mean, even in that era, given that information, Peter, there's no world in which I wouldn't have been able to wouldn't look at you and take it a beat and be like, "Yep, you know what? That was like fucked
My
up of
bad.
me.
Yeah.
My bad."
Yeah.
No, double down. No one's waking up. They're still so sleepy. All these children.
Yeah. Maybe war will and being drafted into a war of choice will wake them up. Because I know my 44-year-old ass is not going nowhere. Okay. I'm actually a hindrance.
Oh,
Like
I have a
I work for the
condition.
other side. If
Yes,
you draft me, I'm working for the other side.
yes. You know what I mean? I can't even. I have a condition. I can't. Yeah, I'm wearing bifocals. Like I can't even
No.
see. I can't be
Your
trusted.
voice alone cannot be we can't have that in a submarine.
Thank you.
Are you kidding me? All the echoing? No.
Hey, excuse me.
We're like,
This is disgusting.
we need to jettison her out of here with the next torpedo.
I can't swim. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay,
I.
so let me ask you this. It is a fully wartime.
uh
We've lived through a few wars now.
Isn't it crazy to
American
consider?
chosen wars for the same fucking reasons over and over again.
I mean,
This one
surely
feels different in
we are
that
media veterans. We are propaganda veterans.
correct.
Yeah.
Like we saw the how CNN was created through 24-hour new war coverage.
Honey, I watched Nancy Grace become a star.
Yeah,
You know, like
exactly.
we saw it. We saw it.
We
Really,
saw
the
it.
birth of it, of everything like this. Yeah.
So now that we're kind of veterans of media war,
See, and if there was a real veteran on this Zoom,
yeah,
I would apologize.
yeah, I'm not
You
stealing that valor.
know what I mean?
Um,
I
I did
recognize.
put it in quotes. By the way, the people who are listening, just audio, I'm putting it in quotes.
And I'm
Um,
like wiggling my eyebrows.
yeah, my brother's fully a Marine.
Yes,
Um,
fully. Like the
um,
kindest, most gentle person.
I know he's the best. He's yeah. Anyway, so with that being said, I'm going out to shows. I'm doing sets. I'm building my set for our show in New York, which by the
Hmm.
time you guys listen to this will have happened. So thank you so much for coming out. And
Also, if you weren't there, why weren't you there?
yeah,
Okay.
what the fuck? Tell us. I need to know exactly where else you were because I need to know why I wasn't
Let us
invited.
know in the comments.
Yeah, like and subscribe. um, yeah, it's weird going out there, but I find it to be, and maybe this is the sick part of me, like almost exhilarating that like I can be a comic in such a time
Hmm.
where like so much of the Middle East right now, like if we were like Middle Eastern, I don't know if we could be going out to our weekly bar show. we got a great lineup for you tonight. Hey, this war, like, and that, by the way, I'm not making light of any of it. I really am not. It's a very sad and serious situation. And we happen to have the privilege to commune and process through comedy, through
Sure.
takes, through absurd hyperbole, through satire. Like we have that privilege. Most of the Middle East cannot do that. Like if we were the same people but living in Qatar right now, or um, even worse, Iran, like
Sure.
would I be able to, with my gay
Lebanon,
partner,
Syria, UAE, like give it all. Let's give
all
it
of it?
all a whirl. Like,
None of
I
it,
mean, yeah,
maybe,
Jordan,
yeah,
maybe no, Jordan, no,
maybe Tel Aviv, but like I
not
don't,
yeah.
probably not, like, and with my gay ass partner of 11 years looping his guitar music, like, give it up for Libby, and I'm coming up and be like, this fucking war, my fucking president's, fuck this shit. Like, I just want to take a second to say, as crazy as it is to be proud to be American, the thing that we do right now and podcasting and speaking truth to power and relieving a little bit of this psychic stress communally in the same space
Hmm.
is, I'm finding it abundantly clear how lucky I am.
Oh, of course, of course.
Like never before.
Yes, but also the privilege that we have, earnestly, Peter, is that we get to do that certainly out at bars. We get to do it inside of mixed plural,
Theaters.
yeah, and with a plurality of people, right? And I think most definingly, as two people who look like this and are like we are, we
Yeah,
also
we're
get to
not
do it on
even
the
whites doing it.
yes, and we get to do it on the internet, right? We get to speak out
Mhm.
too. Um, I think that in a lot of these places that we described, that people do talk to each other, right? Communities are a little more IRL.
Mhm.
It is much more familial, let's
Mhm.
say, by virtue of the fact, the kind of society that it is. Um, there aren't so many open social situations. I mean, also to be fair, it could be said for a lot of like Eastern places, like the like bar and like that sort of vibing and the sort of mingling is not really a thing in most, like it's the home, right? It's your family.
Mhm.
So the fact that you would be able to talk to people who are relative strangers or like kind of distant friends and also do it on the internet is absolutely a privilege. Um,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
all part and parcel of theater, right? It's
yeah,
a communing inside a space to watch IRL storytelling, right?
yeah.
Um, it's as basic as it gets, except we get to be ourselves and say what we actually feel instead of hiding it behind a character and sets so that we can metaphorize it for the masses. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's a very one-to-one thing we get to do and very American.
absolutely.
I mean, truly, like jazz, like the most American thing, bitch. Like, and I'm so like, I think since this terrible war, I'm starting to feel a lot more, I don't know, gravitas around.
Gravitas.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm like realizing how little freedom there is. I mean, I've known it intellectually, but like I'm feeling it in my gut now. Like I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
So wait, so knowing this, like I know that fundamentally we have like a few, like for me,
Mhm.
because of this, because I feel very acutely aware of the freedoms in particular places. Um, when if you get me drunk enough and you get me going, and if I've watched just enough Olympics, babe, you'll get me going. I think we should go boots to the ground and save the Uyghurs. We need to go back. I'm
Sure.
I'm an exporter, right? I like the idea of exporting some version of this abroad in a way. And
Hmm.
I that is absolutely the neo lib in me. And I so support our troops and I support our espionage community in this way. But absolutely, I think the freedoms that we are being afforded, and the part that it feels unfortunate to me is that the current administration gets to use this language about exporting and under the these like under the auspice of spreading and furthering democracy and peace abroad,
Hmm.
has decided to wage this war when it's really so it's like so little a part of this.
No, it's all oil and money. It never is not. Okay. So stop it. Stop telling us anything else, please. Like, was, when they did the whole Venezuela thing, they were like, oh, and we're going to take over the oil and we're going to be real. We're going to have great price. I was like, good for you for being transparent about it because
Sure.
don't make me feel stupid. Like, don't gas, like, it's like a child trying to gaslight their parent. Like, you don't have the capabilities to do it. Like, you are such a like shitty gaslight. You don't even know how it works and you're attempting. Like,
Sure. Yeah, I mean,
get better at it first.
there's a part of it where the type of brazen audacity, right? This lack of guile that does rival sort of like Real Housewife stuff where you're like, okay,
Mhm.
like she's just gonna do say that, like she's just
Mhm.
gonna go like that sort of brazenness feels really like it's almost
Undereducated.
camp. Yeah, it's almost
Yeah.
like camp. You're always like, okay, bitch, okay, go on. There's this
There's like a lack of sophistication.
yes, and like the that it almost borders on yeah, camp. But the thing is, I felt that I feel like at this level, right? We've it's like, but babe, like even if I know that the wizard is behind there pulling the levers, right? For me, some of that, the wizard's responsibility is to do that, to pull the curtain, to pull those levers. To like that's part of your responsibility. I know that you are back there.
Hmm.
I I watched the behind the music. I see the documentary. I know all this information, but still it is incumbent upon you to fucking do that. You're the wizard, bitch. Like you do that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just some dude. And now we're just going back to Kansas. No, no, no.
Yeah.
If you want that power, then babe, you need to do the whole thing. You need to put on, I want the whole show.
I guess what has happened, and we'll wrap up with this, is I keep going back to the Vietnam War and
Hmm.
how, you know, us looking at it as like 80s, 90s children, the Vietnam War was obviously a huge fail and a complete lie that the American government was able to tell the American public because there's only a few outlets for media
Correct.
and they were able to control it.
Yes.
Now, as much as most mass media is corporatized and
Yes.
billionaire owned,
And less
there's
diverse in terms of actual ecosystem, right? Business ecosystem, corporations. Yeah.
right. They have a tighter control on mass media and social media.
Hmm.
Um, but because of remember 2016, all that like disinformation campaign was starting from Russia and all that,
Yeah.
because that's been
Snowden,
going, yeah,
like,
get, all that has matured for 10 years. So us, admittedly, like I, even if I know the truth,
hmm
it feels like the whole country is still able to be lied to like they were in the Vietnam times. You know what I
more
mean?
so,
Yeah, exactly.
more so
So,
because they are less literate. People are
correct,
just less literate,
less literate, less diversity of outlets,
and there's more to
and
read.
more misinformation. So
So much more to
I
read, and
know,
and they've given us everything to read, basically.
I
But
know.
also put in also a ton of like bullshit to read,
Mhm.
and Like it's the it turns out like in every sort of like Philip K. Dick or sci-fi scenario or dystopian world
Black
like pro
Mirror. Hmm.
yeah, like projecting like the end of democracy, it's always been the idea that like, there's like this tight control on information. It turns out it's the actual opposite.
Yeah.
Give everybody all the information and
Give
actually is
and then stop educating them
and then it's the best
and
way
stop
to make
giving them
sure
making them know how to do microfiche, and then they would
absolutely.
just drown themselves.
Yes.
It turns out it was easier than the Philip K. Dick way because that would have been expensive.
And nobody's got that money. That's why we're
And
gonna keep
honey,
invading
we're
these
America. We're
places.
looking for a profit. All right, guys, that's it for today's war episode. Take care out there. Take care of each other, and come out to live shows. It's the end of the world, and this is all we got. It's been the end of the world, but it's still all we got.
No, it's
So
really
love you
under.
guys. Thank you. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye.